So in our previous video we have seen a Python set introductions, and we have talked about some key points related to Python sets, and in this video we are going to talk about some basic and common operations which we can use. So we will see some basic operations like adding, updating and deleting elements from the sets. We will talk about copying the set elements, and there are a couple of methods which are available, and we will also see the membership testing for the sets. So at the end of the video I am going to give you some tips regarding the performance, and we will compare list, dictionary and sets. So stay tuned for that. Now let's get started. So in last video we have seen how to create a set in Python. So this is one way which we can use, and there is another way we can use. Right. So we can also create a set using a set function, and we will pass some iterator. It will create a set for us. And there is another way which we can use is like this. Right. So we have seen these three methods to create a set in Python. Now let's see if you want to add some item inside the set. So we can use the add method. Now if we add any particular item using an add method, it will go and add that item into the set, right? But we cannot predict the order. Now what if I try to add the same element which is already present? In that case, let's see if we are getting an error or not. Right. So if we try to add any particular item which is already present inside the set, we will not get any errors. In first set we have the value 40, 10, py, 20 and 30, and in second set we have these values. Now if you want to update your set with another set, right, you can use the update method. Right. So here what we are calling update method with the set, which is this set, and we are trying to update this particular set with these items. So here you can see initially, if I just go and comment this line of code, you will see we are having only 6 values inside this set. As soon as we execute this particular line, so let me just go and uncomment it, you will see here this set is get updated. It contains the value or the items which are inside this another set. Now if I go and run this code, you will see now we are having an updated set with all the values. So suppose if you want to create another set called S3 equals to, and you want to copy all the items which is present inside a set s dot copy. As soon as you call this method, you will see another variable is get created, right? And now it's referencing to this particular set which contains the same value. Now let's see how to remove an element from the set. So we have already seen the Python list, and that is ordered collection. So for list we can provide the position, but in set, that is unordered collection, we cannot provide that positioning. Let me give you an example. Suppose I have a list, and if I want to delete the first position value from the list, we can use delete list and position, right? So we can use this because list is ordered collection, but in set it's unordered collection. So we cannot provide any positional argument. So what we can use a remove method, s dot remove, and we will provide the value, right? So you will observe that p item is get deleted from this set. If I just go and comment this line, you will see there is an item called p inside this set. So as soon as we execute this line, this item will get deleted from the set. That item is get deleted. Right? So if you want to delete any particular item from the set, you can use a remove method. So, and suppose if I want to delete any item which is not present inside the set, for example, I'm providing pro. If we try to delete any item which is not present inside the set, in that case we will get key error. So if I go and run this code, you will see we are getting a key errors. Now if you want to avoid that key errors, so if you want to avoid that key errors exception, you can use a discard method instead of remove method. Now let me just quickly go and run it and show you. So here we are not getting any error, right? So we can also use the pop method to remove any elements from the set. So the syntax is s.pop, and what it will do, it will try to pop out any item, the random item from the set. Now if I go and catch that item, so if we run this code different times, you will see we are getting different outputs, right? So sometimes it's popping out Y, sometimes it's popping out 40, sometimes it's popping out P, right? The order is not predicted, so the pop method will delete any random items from the set. If you want to clear all the items from the set, you can use a clear method. So as soon as we run this code, you will see that S1 now pointing to the empty set. If I go and comment this code, you will see initially we were having the set which contains the 6 items. Now if we execute this line, now it becomes the empty set. And there are some couple of extra functions which you can use with your sets. For example, if you want to get the length of any particular set, so you can use len function. You will see we are getting a 6 because there is 6 item present inside this set. Now if you want to get the maximum value from the set, you can use a max function, and here you provide the set. For example, if I'm providing S1, so in set, if you have a string, it will compare that particular characters which character is higher, and it will show that result. And if you are using a set which contains only numbers, for example, let me just create some set, and if I want to get the max from S3, you will see we are getting 6. Now same as if you want to get the minimum value from the set, you can use a min function. Here you are getting a 0 because the minimum value inside the set is 0. So if you want to sort your set in ascending or descending order, you can use a sorted function. Sorted set. So I'm creating a variable and calling a sorted function and providing the set. You can see now the sorted set variable is pointing to the list which is sorted, right? So the return value for this sorted function would be a list. If you want to sort your set in reverse order or descending order, you can use a reverse, and here you provide reverse equals to true. In that case, your string will get reversed in descending order. Now suppose if I'm creating another set, right? If you want to get the sum of all the items available inside your set, you can use a sum function. If you go and print this, you will get 45. So all the items present inside this set, if you go and add them, you will get 55 as the answer, right? Now let's see how to loop through a set in Python, or how to use a for loop with a set. I will just remove this code. So we have a set which contains these 6 items, right? If you want to loop through this set, you can use for item in set and just print all the items, right? So if you go and run this code, you will get all the items available inside this set, right? Now observe one thing. Each time when I'm running this program, I'm getting different outputs. You know why? At this point of time, you should know why we are getting a different output, because the set is unordered collection. We can also use an enumerate function with a for loop. For example, enumerate, right? So what this function return, it returns the tuple, right? It returns the tuple, as you can see here. If you go and run this, you will get the item in tuple format. So it by default, enumerate function is start from the 0, and it will assign that 0 to the first element, the 1 to another element. An extra parameter called start equals to 1, for example. So if we go and run this code, you will see instead of 0, the starting point would be a 1. Now let's go and run this. You will see. Or if you want to get these particular each item in separate variable, so you can also use tuple unpacking, right? If you want to learn more about the tuple unpacking, I have already created a video. I will link that video in the card section, so you can go and watch that video if you want to learn about the tuple and tuple unpackings in detail. Now let's talk about the membership testing. So the important part for the membership testing is on set is extremely fast. Yeah, I'm saying extremely fast. Why? Because it stored that elements in hashable format. And when we try to search any particular item inside the set, it look up that hash table and find out that value, which makes set very efficient and fast from the list and dictionary. Right? So suppose we have this set, and if we want to check called 30 in S, true, that means that item is available. That opposite would be not in. If you want to check the 30 is not present inside this set, if that item is not present, it will return true. If that item is present, it will return false. False. So here is a program which I have already written down to show you the performance between the list, dictionary and set, right? So here we are creating a list, dictionary and set with 1 lakh values. So it will contain 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 till 1 lakh. And here we are assigning a 1 million to this variable, which we will use inside this time it module, right? So that means how many times we are just wanted to perform any particular task. We will try to search 9 in list, dictionary and the set for 1 million times. And we will see how much time it takes to search any particular items, right? Now let's go and run this code. You will see the time taken by the list is 0.1461 and so on. So this is the time is taken by the list, this is the time is taken by the dictionary, and this is the time is taken by set. So clearly you can see the set is faster. While looking at this output, you will say there is not a much difference. Yes, there is not a much difference, but if I want to search 99,999, now if I run this code, now code is still running, it's trying to find this item. Now here we get the result. So you can clearly see the time taken by the list is 3 seconds and 66 milliseconds, and for the dictionary it took 0.001395, and for set it took 0.000126 and so on. So set is searching the items very fast, right? If you compare the list, dictionary and the set is very efficient and very fast. So as we know, set comes with a great performance, but there is some trade-off which we have to make. So here what I'm just trying to do, I'm just printing the size of the list, dictionary and set. So you can see dictionary and the set is consuming more memory than the list. So that's it from this video. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye and take care.